Hi, everyone. It's good to be with you again. We're going to be exploring unhooking from life's dramas. Right now, you might have noticed, no matter where you live on the planet, there's a lot of things going on that might appear to be distressing, might appear to be a problem. And this is always the case on some level. Even in our own personal lives, things happen that we like and things happen that we don't like. And we, of course, would prefer to have only things happen that we like and not things happen that we don't like. Yet life isn't like that. When there's up, there's down. When there's right, there's wrong. If there's good, there's also bad. But what if the right, the wrong, the up, the down, the good, the bad, what if all of that is part of the one wholeness, the one beingness, the one isness that all is? If this is all wholeness, then even when things seem like they're going wrong, there's this underlying openness, underlying relaxation, underlying sense of well-being, even if things aren't the way we want them to be. Now, that doesn't mean we don't need to respond appropriately to whatever's happening. That's always the case in life. Life unfolds. There are challenges, there are decisions to be made, there are things that are happening, both on a macro level and on a micro level. And when right now the macro level is more disturbed than usual, there are so many things changing at that level that it tends to cause us to feel like even the minor things that we deal with on an everyday level are a little more overwhelming, are a little more challenging, are a little more difficult. Now, that isn't actually the case, but it does feel that way. And so all of this, the rights, the wrongs, the goods, the bads, the problems or lack thereof, has to do with the narrative or the story that we're telling ourselves about what we believe is our life and our world. And when we get lost in the narrative, when we get lost in the story, we can feel like we're isolated. We can feel like we're alone. We can feel like we've lost our way. Yet, if we're open to it, we can discover this underlying unity, this unicity, this boundlessness, even in challenges, but certainly in everyday life, because everyday life is just life itself, appearing as whatever's apparently happening. And what you'll find is as you release, as you let go, this unicity or unity or calmness and ease takes more and more of the foreground, and the apparent problems seem less and less significant. Not that they're not dealt with still, they are, except much more easily. So let's do a release around this. So in this moment, there is just what's apparently happening. Whatever you're seeing, feeling, hearing, tasting, touching, thinking about, remembering. What if all of that is just what's apparently happening? What if all of that is boundlessness or beingness appearing as that? And then check to see if there's anything about the story or the narrative about the way the world is right now and the way life is right now, as you appear to live it every day, that you'd like to fix or change. And if so, is that welcomed or allowed? And as best you can, just for now, could you let go of wanting to fix it or change it? Just could you? Would you? When? And then could you be open to the boundlessness, the ease, the flow that is this, no matter how it's appearing? Could you just allow for that? And in life, or in the story, there are winners, there appear to be winners and losers, and people who are doing good things and bad things. And we can often rile against the people that we think are doing the wrong thing and cheer the people doing the right thing. However, either way, what if that's just what's apparently happening? What if these people are just playing roles in the drama of life? So if you can just be open to that, at least as a possibility, there's less judgment, there's less pushback, there's more cooperation, there's more a willingness and an openness to seeing life not just from our own individual points of view, but from all points of view. So check to see if there's anyone whose point of view you disagree with. And whoever comes to mind, is that welcomed or allowed? And what I'm asking you to welcome or allow is your feeling of disagreement, your feeling maybe of anger or frustration or rejection or fear. Could that just be welcomed or allowed or noticed? And then, as best you can, just for now, could you let that energy go? Just could you? Would you? When? And then could you be open at least to the possibility that it's not your fault or their fault. It's not anyone's fault. It's just how life is being lived through that particular or those particular body minds. And this is not about not standing up for what you think is right. Of course you can and will. But if you're open at least to the possibility that all points of view are just that, they're just points of view. They're not good or bad or right or wrong. They're just what's apparently happening. There's an ease in that. There's a discernment in that. And there's an ability to respond more appropriately, more naturally, more easily to what is actually apparently happening. And also, when we have a particular point of view or a story that we're seeing the world through, it becomes a filter. And it becomes almost an obsession. We're seeing the filter of how we think it is, as opposed to how it actually is appearing. So check to see if you're filtering life in any way. If you think it has to be seen this way, everyone needs to agree with you about the way it is. That this isn't just a filter, this is the truth. And could you just welcome whatever that stirs up inside? Is it welcomed or allowed? And could you just let go of clinging to that particular point of view? Could you let go of wanting to make it right? Could you also let go of wanting to prove everyone else wrong? And could you be open to the harmony that's beyond the conflict, to the ease that's beyond the conflict, to the natural boundlessness that's there even when there appears to be conflict? Could you just welcome or allow that, acknowledge that, be open to that as best you can? And then could you just simply allow your life or life and the world to appear as it does, just for a moment? And again, even if there's something about it that you don't like or you want to change, could you allow that to appear as it does as well? And I'm not saying resign yourself to it or give up. I'm saying, could you just allow what is appearing to just simply appear as it is? And then could you be open at least to the possibility of a positive outcome, a positive future, things turning out better than they appear that they will? And if there's any holding on or holding back in relationship to that, could you just welcome or allow it? Notice it. And then as best you can, just for now, could you let go of any holding on or holding back? Would you? When? And then could you be open at least to the possibility of things unfolding even better than you can imagine? Of harmony, of peace, of love, of abundance. What if that's what's natural? It's just not always seen when we're lost in the drama, when we're responding to what we think is here, or feel is here, or believe is here, and instead of what actually is here. And you'll find the more you let go, the more you are open, the more there will be the appropriate responding to whatever is apparently happening. And there'll be ways that you discover to find the peace that is natural, the calmness that is natural, the ease that is natural, even when the world or your life appears to be in turmoil. So could you just be open to that, at least as a possibility? Okay, good. And if you'd like to explore this more, I will be doing a 12-session course. I think it's next week. No, in 2 weeks. Soon. Where we'll be exploring the various things that hook us to drama and trauma and story and prevent us from feeling calm and happy and at ease with whatever life appears to be throwing at us or however it appears to be unfolding. It's going to be a fun course, a very powerful course, and one that I feel is very timely. So I hope you decide to join me. And I also recommend that you watch this release a few more times and keep getting benefit from it and share it with your friends. So thanks for listening and or watching, and thanks for just simply being. That's all for now. Thanks, everyone. Bye.